I'm Karol Mateasik, lead gameplay designer, and my favorite build is what I like to call a bullet time ninja. Speed is of the essence for both defense and offense, which is why dash and air dash are perfect to get close to enemies without taking any damage. I like to bring a katana to a gunfight, and it goes great with a new perk that lets you deflect bullets and even send them flying back at enemies. If you're running low on health, you can also perform a finisher on low health enemy for a quick boost. But this playstyle isn't only about blades. You can combine 3 great perks, Stun Jog, Air Dash and Air Kerenzikov, to leap off motorcycles and rain down bullets from the sky in slow motion. The new Jailbreak ability from Pphantomliberty unleashes the full power of your Mantis Blades. After finishing or dismembering an enemy, you can perform a really long leap to deal devastating damage. Great for getting rid of those hard-to-reach targets like snipers and netrunners. With this build, your enemies won't know what hit them.
Hi, I'm Yulia Primak, a gameplay designer at CD Projekt Red, and I love playing as hack-and-slash netrunner. The best part of being a netrunner is, of course, the hacking, and now it's more powerful than ever. With the new Quick Hack Q, you can stack up to 4 hacks on a single enemy and play around with some devastating combos like Contagion and Overhit. It's pretty deadly. With Overclock, you can gain an extra edge by sacrificing your health to cast hacks with almost no limit. With Update 2.0, netrunners can even take over cars, transforming vehicles into ticking time bombs. Once you're up close, it's time to whip out the Monowire. With the Relic skill tree from Pphantomliberty, you can power it up even more. Now netrunners can combine physical damage and upload control hacks onto enemies. I can't wait for everyone to try it out.
Hi, I'm Filip Dovnar, lead gameplay designer, and I like to come in swinging. So my favorite build is the Savage Slugger Solo. Getting up close for combat is really crucial for this build. The Wrecking Ball perk lets you knock down multiple enemies, all while closing the gap and putting you in the zone for some sweet, sweet annihilation. Another great option is Quake. For some extra flair, you can combine with Air Dash and drop in from above and throw everyone around you to the ground. When I'm using shotguns, I like to use the Obliterate perk for maximum carnage. And once I'm in range, it's time to take out the big guns. We've got the new finishers that let you grab enemies and throw them during fights. Great for controlling the battlefield. On top of that, you can supercharge the Gorilla Arms using the new Pphantomliberty relic tree that will let you send your enemies to the moon. With this build, you'll be unstoppable.
One other thing in terms of like general stuff, something that is kind of general, but it's new and it's not very general, but it's interesting is the Relic skill tree. Something that we unlock through the story, and what does it bring in terms of gameplay?
So the Relic, as you said, tied into the Pphantomliberty story, and it's towards the beginning. It's within the first few minutes, so this isn't spoiling anything. And you've seen in the trailer, if you've watched the trailers, Somi reaches out to you through the Relic. They're in a dire situation. It's the only way she can get to you. And to kind of show you she's the real deal and she can help you, she says, here's kind of a taste. I'm going to kind of clear out some of the bad data in the relic, and I'm gonna set it up such that your cyberware can utilize it. Yeah. And so the theme of it is that it kind of both enhances your cyberware as well as able to kind of scan and exploit other people's cyberware. So it's kind of a cyberware theme to it.
It's crazy. It also shows you how powerful she is as a character, but that's like a whole different story arc that we could get into. But I don't want to get into that because I don't want to spoil anything. But that itself is incredible. As you can see, we have many new ways to play and many new ways to cause chaos in Night City. And that means consequences. Let's take a look at what it looks like to come face to face with Night City's toughest armed forces, MaxTac.
Target is Omega Class. I repeat, Omega Class target at large. MaxTac is en route.
Tension in the streets as fates collide.
MaxTac in position, eyes on target.
Now, it's pretty clear Phantom Liberty is super anticipated by gamers all across the globe, and you and CD Projekt Red have been working really hard and listening to the community feedback as well. Why don't you give us a peek into some of the reworked systems?
Sure. So there's so many, and maybe I can say kind of like a highlight what the inspiration was. We had such a beautiful, incredible world with so much potential. We wanted to infuse it with a bit more life. So we have a lot of new systems and new AI improvements and new fantasy fulfilling kind of abilities and stuff like that you can do. We revamped the police system so you can get in trouble. You can fight MaxTac if you really get up there in trouble.
Really, MaxTac?
MaxTac,
oh,
indeed.
we're so screwed.
Yes. And there's various different archetypes of the MaxTac units, and they have different mechanics and things like that. The police we have in Dogtown, it's a different crew. It's the bar guests who are like the law enforcement there, part of Kurt's militia, and then of course NCPD. And if you go to the Badlands, then it's Militech that are going to enforce the areas there. So there's a big variety, a lot of stuff. We've got like the player's an agent in the world, and the world reacts to the player, but also you'll see like gangs fighting each other and chasing each other in cars and stuff like that. So there's other agents in the world as well. So again, the world was so much potential, and we just wanted to infuse it with a bit more life in a kind of dynamic system way.
That's amazing. I mean, why don't you talk a bit more about those new systems? I mean, what in particular has been added to Phantom Liberty that players should be excited about?
Sure. So I touched on the police system and stuff like that. I should talk about the skill trees and stuff like that. So one of our big inspirations in revamping, we revamped the skill trees almost entirely. And one of our big inspirations is that we wanted to have sort of like, when you think about this world with cyberware, right, and the dark future, you've got certain fantasies in mind of kind of like ways you'd want to play and ways you want to be. Do you want to be like the, the fast marshal, with the sword, right? Do you want to be the net runner? Do you want to be Terminator, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind. And so now we've got these abilities where you can pick up bodies and throw it. You can be right in the middle of like the crossfire, and as long as you keep pushing that attack, you'll be regenerating, your life, and you'll be getting into a fury state. And of course, there are some Edge Runner Easter eggs in there.
I do love that.
Where you kind of going on the edge, you can push your cyberware to the limit and occasionally, get into a fury state because of it and start to lose some life. But if you're in this Terminator style build, you can be like pushing the attack and regaining your life doing it. So it like complements it well. I'm rambling now. I'm going on. There's just so much. There's just
I'm already
so much.
concocting like Sandevistan, Gorilla Arms. Let's just make like a David build. You know what I mean? I'm so into it. Yeah. Nice. And the new trailer that you premiered at Opening Night Live, we got a look at some new car combat mechanics, which is brand new as well.
Yes.
How did that all come together?
Well, I mean, it's fun, right? It's all part of making the world feel more alive, more like what your expectations is, right? And when you get in the car, you can pull out an SMG, start fighting your enemies, doing wheelies, screeching, whatever. You can get on a bike, you can pull out your katana blade, slice some tires.
Nice.
And then when you slice their tires, they'll like veer and you can get them crashing and stuff like that. And of course, we've got some vehicles that have weapons mounted on them.
Oh.
So we've got this Bond-inspired style vehicle where these two little nozzles come out the front. You start...
Oh, that's
and
cheeky.
You can just, And then we got like an APC that has a missile rack and a couple others that have missile racks. And so, yes.
Okay, so maybe Max Tacker got something coming back to them as well then.
Yeah. And as you kind of push the police systems, they'll start bringing out vehicles with mounted weapons as well.
I mean, what I really love as well is the fact it's almost like a bit of a callback to that opening sequence with Jackie where you're just getting into all sorts of trouble. He's shooting guns out the side, and now we can kind of emulate that in like open play, which is really exciting.
Also, in some of the early trailers, you can open the vehicle side doors, and then you can just do that kind of like fishtail or whatever, and pull out your gun. And I can't wait to see the YouTube videos now. Certainly, we've got a friendly kind of targeting system, but you also can free aim and start hitting tires and gas tanks and blowing them up and really getting that sort of skill level with it. So I look forward to seeing some people pull that off.
That's so cool. It's all just kind of speaking to the creativity that you want players to have in Night City, because you said you put some life into it, and now we're giving you all the tools to just do whatever you want to do there as well.
You got it.
It's great. Now, we've heard this expansion was built as more of a standalone experience, so how does it kind of link in with the existing narrative with V, Johnny? What's actually going on in Phantom Liberty?
So we got to be careful with saying standalone, because it is actually part of the main base game storyline. It's in the midst of it. Though, if you want to come in and play just this, we give you the option to skip ahead to it.
Oh, amazing.
Start immediately with Phantom Liberty. And you can leave Dogtown, you can go on to other quests, you can stick just to the Phantom Liberty quest line. And of course, when you finish it, there will be like an end sequence or various end sequences, stuff like that. And you can continue on with the base game. So it's in the midst of it. Similar to some of the Witcher expansions, similar to some of how we did some of that stuff, but a little bit more even free here, because you can go back and forth between the game.
It's official! Update 2.0 will release on September 21st for free for anyone who owns Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox Series X, S, PlayStation 5, and PC. That's just 1 week away. And if you want a taste of what's it like to build a new character with the redesigned perk system before then, we have a cool surprise for you. Right now, you can create your own build and experiment with all the new perks, including Phantom Liberty's Relic skill tree, with our Build Planner. Head to the Build Planner website now to see what kinds of builds you come up with before the launch of the update and the expansion. That's all we got for this Night City Wire special. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're excited to play Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty when it launches on September 26th. We'll see you then in Dogtown.